Great. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited too. I think it's a great opportunity for people to join us and ask questions and also get to know us a little bit if they're considering coming to do a ceremony or a retreat with us. And I can see Nari there waving, so I don't know if you can see his message. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that he's joining. Maybe he can also at some point share a little bit about his experience if he feels comfortable. But yeah, what about like how about like we start by introducing ourselves, and so that, like people can get to know us a little bit. Do you want to share about you? How did you get into this kind of work?
Well, I'm a seeker of my spirit and a self-knowledge. And since well, I was studying psychology, I started to practice yoga and study yoga and meditation, and that lead me into ayahuasca ceremonies study too, for my seeking for my own healing. And after a while, I started to work in projects that works with Iboga healing in a more psychological process and on and treatments. No, and after that, for a while, I also worked in Iboga Quest, where we met. This is a beautiful project that works with Iboga medicine in addiction interruption, as also with psychospiritual seekers as us. And today, and well, time is passing, and I'm also working with mushrooms, with microdosing treatments with people. And well, enjoying a lot to work with you, Paulina. That is a great team we are sharing, and that's me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah, and just to share, we met at Iboga Quest in Tepoztlan. Yeah, it's been a really good connection to to be to develop this friendship and relationship with you. And yeah, and for me, let's see. Yeah, I'm also since very young, I was very interested in figuring out like what's going on, why are we alive. What's this mystery of being alive? And yeah, I studied a master's in psychology. And from there, I continued working with psychedelics. So my first plant medicine that I would start working with was Ibogaine. And it was, at the beginning working with clinics related to addiction treatment. And then eventually, yeah, working with Ibogaine for psychospiritual purposes. And yeah, it's been about 15 years. And like you, I've been also working with other plant medicines like psilocybin. And yeah, just focusing more now on like the work that we do that is not related to substance addiction treatment, but more related to psychospiritual processes. And yeah, like, the time of transition in people's life when there's a lot of uncertainty and like not knowing what to do. And I think a lot of the people that come to work with us with Ibogaine are in a transition in some way.
Mhm. Yeah, life is a constant transition, no, and transformation. And see, Iboga spirit is um, like a master, no, and a guidance nowadays, no, as we used to share, no, from the heart, no, when we can feel in our process and the process of people that we know. Um, uh, on these days, know that life is
Mhm.
going so fast, and now there's a lot of transformations, and but it's amazing, no, that this ancient, so ancient medicine that comes from Africa, no, is helping us in this global world we live in. And see. But you know more about the origins of Iboga, no, than me. But
Yeah. Well, I think, I think it's important, like, to differentiate between Ibogaine and Iboga or Iboga root bark. And yeah, like you say, Iboga, the plant comes from Africa and from the Bwiti tradition, right? So, and they've been using it for their sacred, ceremonies and initiation ceremonies and rituals. And I haven't had the chance to go there yet, but it's one of my what they call it bucket list kind of things to do. So, but yeah, so and then ibogaine is the alkaloid that is psychoactive that comes from the iboga plant, but then also comes from other plants like the boacanga plant, which is another plant that it's been, synthesized that alkaloid to be, to be used in addiction treatments and in a way of also protecting the iboga plant. And so, yeah, the root bark is the one that is used, the iboga root bark is the one that is used by the Bwiti tradition. And then, yeah, in most other settings, people use ibogaine. And whether it comes from the iboga plant or the wakanga plant. And yeah, it's less, I would say, less parts of the plant, right? Like the iboga root bark has all these alkaloids from the plant, and then ibogaine is more purified, so it might have just the one alkaloid of ibogaine, but then it can also have a couple of other alkaloids. And yeah, so that's kind of the difference. And and yeah, in the work that we do in the retreats, we use ibogaine, the more purified form, but it does have a couple of other alkaloids. So we're trying to, in a way, keep also more of the spirit and alkaloids of the plant, the presence of the plant.
yeah, the presence, the information, no, but it's kind of intercambio. How do you say in English?
The
The
exchange,
exchange
yeah.
with the medicine, right? Because working with medicine plants, master plants, is about not that you are a patient and the plant do for you. Is most conversation, right? That takes you really deep through well an equanimity state of consciousness, right? With the iboga, this is what takes my attention. No, that is really different from other plant medicines. Than ayahuasca, for example, is really passionate experience. No, the emotions, or even mushrooms. No, they can take you, to connect yourself into your emotions. No, really embody your emotions. That sometimes is just what one needs. But iboga takes you beyond that, right? In a way.
It does, yeah, yeah. And I think, I mean, some of the questions we received, prior to the live, were related, like, about how is ibogaine different from ayahuasca or 5-MeO-DMT. For some reason, that's something where people are curious about those other two psychedelics in comparing it in some way with ibogaine, which is really hard to compare like that, right? Because each psychedelic has such a different energy and yeah, spirit or intelligence. But what would you say, like, it's the difference, like, let's say, between ayahuasca and
Uh,
ibogaine?
well, the first one that I can think first is that there is no pure purge. Uh,
Purging?
Purging,
Yeah.
no? Ayahuasca is like the purge of the jungle, no? Right? And works through the memory of your body, no? The memories, no? Of your own or even of your lineage, in a way, in a sense, and also, no? brings out, no, brings up and to take out, no, all of the well, in a healing process, no, we can say, no, so you can like experiment like a reset, no. With Iboga, we don't have that, even though it's through the liver that Iboga synthesized, but there is no such a purge as there is in ayahuasca, right? There is another kind of purge, right? Because no, iboga also no takes your organism and your body into a deep reset.
True. Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like for me, ayahuasca has some elements of being more cosmic, like kind of like this connection with, at least, in my experience, with like the forest and the jungle and all the animals. And you suddenly kind of like become immersed in that world, kind of like cosmic.
Yeah.
And then with Ibogaine, it's more going inwards to about, like learning what it is to be human and how being human is divine. And yeah, so it's more like grounding, more going down to the root.
Mhm. Yeah, as it is like ayahuasca is a vine, is una
Oh yeah,
liana
vine.
vine.
True.
It's
Yeah,
a
vine.
vine. It's kind of airy. This
True. Yeah.
cosmic from the heart to the heart of the universe, no, and to reconciliar, to no
Reconcile.
reconcile, no, your heart with the heart of spirit in a way, no, and your own spirit. And iboga, it's a root that we are working with, no, it's not
True.
you, not from the skin inwards, no, inside, no, your own his story, no, your personal story. And it is said that also connects with the lineage story, no, like
Yeah.
the ancestors, no, that well, ayahuasca too,
True.
in a way, no, but more in a transpersonal, no, we could say, uh, well, maybe all of the master plans take us into the same place, no? But in a with a different language, no, is through different ways, no, that maybe sometimes interesting, no, the opportunity, no, iboga give us, no, also, for example, the way you feel after iboga experience is pretty different, no, when you are in ayahuasca, you are like after ayahuasca, no, for me, in my experience, you feel like your heart open, no, and expanded, and yourself expanded, and no, your all your senses, no, really connected, no, to the environment. And it's kind of not more serious, I would say, at all, but
Yeah.
no, with the heart, but knowing where I am, no, is the kind of how we described the other day that I really loved about how we put words on this, like inner calm, like really feel safe in your own skin, so you
Yeah.
can really
Yeah.
trust in yourself as part of the organism you come from, but in contact with your individuality, no, in a really rooted way. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I think, yeah, that's been my experience too. And then also, the, like, for example, with ayahuasca, the visuals are very colorful, or can be very colorful and very psychedelic. And then with Ibogaine, it's more like you're in a dream state. So the visuals can be more like in gray colors or black and white. Um, yeah, it has a very different texture than the visuals that you get with ayahuasca. Um, yeah, so I would say that's also tells you, right, about the how the medicine works, or Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how many testimonies I've heard now from the people describing it like you have a like a tablet, no? Like you are
Oh yeah, yeah.
scrolling or skipping. How do you say in English?
Scrolling. Yeah.
Images,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in a way of revision of your life, no? Poof, poof, poof,
Yeah.
like no, taking you there and there and there, and each image is not also only an image, no? It's a comprehension, really
Mhm.
deep comprehension, not only about your part of that experience, but all the points of view of the related parts of this situation, no? And from
Mhm.
an equanimity that you feel, no, the emotions, but
Yeah.
from a really calm state that can allow you to go deeper into the meaning of your experience in your life, no, and the impact of your experiences, of the choices that you made in your life, no, like to have a really,
Yeah.
because the emotions are not so big that allows you, no, to really go deep into this no with no guilt or no these emotions that sometimes
Yeah. Yeah.
takes you just there and stuck you there, no, and
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you become this witness, right? Where you're I I mean, I would say that you still feel, but it's like you have some distance from the feelings. From what you're seeing is like this, maybe these memories, or but there's some distance, there's some detachment from what you're seeing. So I think that's one of the benefits of it, like you say, because then you're able to kind of like re- do a revision or a review of these things that the medicine is showing you about your life, about yourself. And then yeah, another question that I got asked was why, you know how they say like, okay, well, Ibogaine is the Mount Everest of the psychedelics. Um, and someone was saying like, why, what does it make it so hard? Like this person that asked was, he was saying like, I did 5-MeO DMT. That was really challenging, even though it was fast, but it was very challenging. How is Ibogaine challenging or intense? Um, and yeah, I don't know. I thought we could talk about that too.
yeah, because even though it takes longer, this is another difference, no, I can mention, no, with another psychedelics, no, that the experience is, it gets really much longer, different phases of the experience, no, the first one that is the most intense, no, it can take, how would you say, like 7, 8, sometimes a little bit
Yeah,
more.
I would say yeah, depends on the dose, but yeah, it can go from like 6 to yeah 8 hours. That is more like intense phase. Yeah.
Mhm. Really intense phase where your body is experiencing this ataxia state, and it's a very relaxing state, no, for the body, because really takes you in a place that you stop and stop coping with life at all, no, and start to not being a witness of this
Hmm.
revision of your present moment in life, no, from here, what can you observe, what can you see, no, from here to the past, and sometimes to the future, right? Like if I keep taking this uh, making these decisions, this kind of behavior, for example, no, this is gonna lead me here or there, no, it's like mapping, no, but from
Hmm.
a place that there is nothing to do, there is nothing to resolve in that moment, that is something really healing, right? uh, just to experience this
Hmm.
this state of being a witness with uh,
Yeah.
no reaction in that moment, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for sure, I would say that part can be very challenging at the same time. Is like your body, right, is with this ataxia and you're relaxed and heavy in the body, but the mind is very active with the medicine. And and yeah, and what is showing you from a witness point, it's still something that you can, yeah, it's like showing you, maybe these parts of yourself that you don't like so much, or that, yeah, we hide or repress. And that acute phase is when that's going to come up very much, in a way for you, like you were saying, to see and observe. And yeah, and it's just really about that more acute phase. Until then you get to the second phase, right, the introspective one. And that's a good time. That's what I share with people, is that it's a good time um, to then kind of like work with the information that you got from that more acute phase in the introspective one, to ask questions to the medicine, because you're in a different state. It's not so intense anymore, and the medicine is still very active, but you're not in that challenging part of the journey. So you can, yeah, just bring up some of the information that you saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that this second part, it takes like longer even, no? That the first one is kind of
Yeah.
10 hours, we could say, or
Yeah, it
um,
depends. Like, yeah, again, like depending on the dose, but it can be 10 hours for some people, 24 hours or more. Um, and still, like, you're still coming out of the medicine, right? Gradually. But yeah, that introspective part lasts for a while.
mhm, mhm.
Hmm.
And yeah, you remember sometimes, no, well, a few times, no, when people get to us, no, in searching for information, no, about iboga, because iboga is not so, well, it is known, no, but
Yeah.
it requires a really special context, right? Because as you
Hmm.
said, it's the Everest of the psychedelics and the master plan. So you need to be really careful. It's not something that, no, you want to do with the no, right team that is assisting you. Um, but like one of the questions, no, that we recogimos, that we gather, is just like what's how iboga can help us not interrupt addictive patterns, as
Yeah.
we come from addiction interruption context, understanding that iboga is a master plan that come to us, no, to guide us in this moment, that we all of us, maybe we don't have an addiction substance, no, as heroin, or no, the people that we work with, but in a spiritual way, to search for freedom. No,
Hmm.
it's kind of a iboga can um, transmit us, not to help
Hmm.
us to remember how to be human. No, how would you say, no,
Yeah.
that iboga can
Yeah.
works, no, in this area, no, that helping to
Yeah.
interrupt
I
the
mean, I think, yeah, like, for, if like what you're saying, of like, okay, well, it's been used so much for addiction treatment to substances, and it's very successful as an interrupter, right? So it's gonna interrupt the addiction, and then it's up to the person, right, afterwards, to be able to change lifestyle and all these things, to be able to be done with the dependence of the substance. And so, like you say, for us, that maybe we don't have an addiction to a substance, but we have, yeah, certain addictions to attitudes or beliefs or even roles in our lives or patterns that are not good for us, but that in some way, yeah, we've become addicted to those or dependent on those. So Ibogaine, in that same reset that it does in the brain and the neurons and the receptors in the brain, the same way that it works for someone with an addiction to a substance is gonna work the same way for the other people who, for like, yeah, when we have this addiction to, certain patterns and beliefs. And in the same way, we need to be aware of these things so that we can make a change after the journey, after the medicine. Because, yeah, like you say, it's going to help us to come back to the core of who we are. And then it's up to us to pay attention, to do the work, take the steps, and to be patient also, because yeah, just with one experience or one journey with Ibogaine, you know, there's so much that we need to work through that we might need more years of
Yeah, personal.
personal work. Yeah,
But
yeah,
with much more light
yeah,
and clarity about no, because sometimes to reach a place that you haven't been there before. I mean, for example, when no, this like personal growth, no, evolution process, no, that we all are walking. Sometimes we can touch the sensation that we are surviving in a survival mode in life,
sure.
like like surviving and like this and no, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of sometimes there is an image that helps me a lot to transmit this process when you have a plant in a pot and the plant is really starts to grow and be really happy and and starts to develop the leaves and branches and everything, and there is a moment that this pot is it gets small, and this plant needs to be transplanted and get into the soil directly, to go into raw nature
Yeah.
or to a bigger pot. So there is in those moments that we are walking into higher self definition. We are searching for that,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't been there before. So how can
Yeah.
I get there and or open different ways for me, if I don't know how does it feel to be there, no, or how does it
Yeah.
it smells, or no, how does it taste? So sometimes, no, the experience can give us some clues about this
Mm-hmm.
higher self that is guiding us, no, in the at the end, no, the mystery boga, as no, sometimes I've heard somebody calls this medicine this kind of a master plan that can no, it brings a lot of light and clues that as you remain with your total consciousness of yourself, there is no such a escission, no, you don't
Like
escape.
separation, you mean?
Sorry.
Did you say like a separation?
Yeah, there is no separation or a state that you don't know who are you or where you are, what is happening. Not such a thing. You are always conscious about yourself, where you are, why
Yeah.
you are there.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, you are the owner of your self will in the expanded
While in the
stage of consciousness.
journey, yeah.
In the yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you gather these insights, your body works the process of being aware, and then you take this into daily life where the really challenge is, no? And then with this clarity and also with the strength that Iboga gives you during a certain time, right? That can be sometimes like a month, or if you
Hmm.
really work, no, to preserve this well, for me, it's a feeling that I'm really safe. My body is the safest place I can be. So I can feel safe wherever I am, no? And from there, learn how to manage life from the heart.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think in what you were sharing also, in the work that I've done, and you've also worked with addiction treatments with Ibogaine. Sometimes a client would relapse, right? Like months later, and maybe in a few months or 6 months or a year, and they come back, and but they would share, like, even if I wasn't able to stay without using a substance for a month or 3 months, at least I got back to who I am, to feeling, back into I am truly, without all these other stories or all these different information, about like patterns and beliefs and all these things. And it's like, no, now at least I got to feel it again. And so even, yeah, we get that, and that glimpse, or that however long it lasts, and to keep connecting to that, to who we are, that authentic self. Yeah, so that's I think that's why I like when they call Ibogaine an interrupter of addiction, because it's not saying like it cures addiction, right? It's just interrupting the addiction, and then it's, the person is the one who needs to change, different things in their lifestyle. And it's the same with, with the work that we do, that is not in addiction treatment, but is, with different, yeah, people with different situations in their lives that they're realizing, like, oh, this attitude I need to change, or this way of being I need to change. And Ibogaine is very good at helping with that, bringing that person to, yeah, to acknowledge and observe that way of being, and then also giving it like kind of like a break from it, so that the person can, after the journey, can start to make those changes.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and with inner meaning, no,
Hmm.
motivation, no, that
Yeah.
brings you with comes with like energy, inner energy, no, like in
Hmm.
microdosing, no, with root bar, we can see, right, that it's an effect, no, even the microdosing, that is a really small dose of root bark that you take, no, during a no certain time, lapse of a certain time, it brings it takes you, puts you in contact with this inner energy that now comes with motivation, no, that really
Hmm.
can help you to connect
True.
with your will, no, because
Yeah.
yeah, when you really have a motivation, you can connect with the willpower, no, when
True.
it really has sense for you, but not only from here, but no,
Hmm.
from here, no, embodied, no, because I
Yeah.
feel that iboga is a master plan that like gives you like a map, really clear and sensed, and then you have the decision, no,
Yeah.
is really gentle in a way, no, really compassionate, no, that no helps you to really see things like raw as they are,
Yeah.
really deep in
Yeah.
the situations, no, in your life, in your inner space, no, and then you have the choice.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And oh, there was something when you were talking, I thought of something. Anyways, I don't know. No, I forgot.
There's a lot of things we're talking, and well, I don't know if
Yeah.
is there any questions that wait, if I can see from here? No, I don't. I'm not gonna touch anything.
Mm,
Maybe I'm gonna, but I cannot see. If is there any question? If you or if you wanna, the people that are watching wants to share any experience or. Um,
yeah, if they want to share their experience with Ibogaine for a moment, that would be great too.
mhm. See, because
Yeah.
this is kind of a space, no, to put words on this, that we are talking with people that one-on-one are contacting us, and then no,
Hmm.
we talk about this, and we found that it would be interesting to, you know, to spread the
Yeah, to have this space. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'm thinking of this other question that I got related to safety, right? So with Ibogaine, it's important to consider that it's not for everyone. There is certain requirements related to health, physical health, and also mental health, and also contraindications for the person who's taking medication. So that's something that is very important. So that's in what we offer, we always go through all a screening with each participant, and we have a doctor that we work with that checks that checks their electrocardiograms and everything. So yeah, safety is very important. So yeah, for those listening, if you're thinking about doing Ibogaine, that's one of the most important things. Oh, there's Nari. I think he would love to say. Oh, he's in the train, so his Wi-Fi is not that good, but he was wanting to share. Next time, Nari. Thank you.
we love you are there. Thank you. So nice.
Yeah,
See, safety is really important now because it's a substance that no, it is cardiotoxic, no, that can change no the rate of the beat of the heart. That's why no we ask for electrocardiogram and electro no before, and we work with a doctor that is really trained, no, has
hmm,
a lot of
trained. Yeah,
expertise on Iboga seed ceremonies and work. And see, during the experience, there is not an active intervention, no? That
sure.
um,
Yeah,
as we
as
are the
facilitators. Yeah.
facilitators,
Hmm.
we create like the nest in which you can really, your inner nervous system can really feel safe and can really land into this present moment and place as a preparation. But from the moment that you take the medicine and you establish this conversation with the Iboga spirit, not we remain in this meditation state and really present in order to be aware or about all your needs or all your needs. But there is no such there is nobody else but you and the medicine there, as is a really intimate and personal process, no? And
Yeah.
we work with different stimulants, no, that can help your experience to be really deep. It can be music, special music designed for this expanded state of consciousness, Bwiti music, no, also, no, that can take us, no, into this heart of the people, no, that brought out, no, this medicine
Yeah.
for the
Oh,
humanity.
and one thing that I want to share about the Bwiti music is that I think I've shared it with you. that there's actually a research study, I forget from what year, but where they looked at the music and they, kind of like, the research is on how the polyrhythmic music of the Bwiti connects both parts of the brain. So it's like very, very good for the not improving, but like, yeah, just facilitating more of the neuroplasticity that already is going to happen with Ibogaine. So then you have this music that, yeah, polyrhythmic. And I don't know if you've experienced it doing a journey, but every journey that I've done, I've had that music and it's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. There's like so many different sounds in it, in the Bwiti music that makes it very special, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, I kind of interrupted you, but
No, I can feel this in your face, like you're shining when you talk about this, no? That remembering those experiences and those moments, no? That connect you to these memories. See. Hmm.
yeah. Yeah, so like, yeah, like you were saying, we really focus on making a space that is, where people can feel safe, and we work with small groups, because we also consider that makes it more intimate, for the each participant to be able to, yeah, to let go into the experience, into the journey, and also, afterwards, once we're back and, from the medicine, and the group is able to share and integrate together. It's nice when it's a small group because you can really connect. And yeah, it makes it special. It's like your Ibogaine family. So yeah, so we include, when possible, when the weather permits, we go out for a walk and, be in nature. And we include other activities for integration. So it all depends on how people feel the next day. Because after the experience with Ibogaine, the next day on Saturday, we really focus on people resting, right, and introspecting, journaling about their experience and eating. Yeah, because it's important to kind of like get back into your body and your energy after the journey.
Yeah, after going so deep, because yeah, the first day, now we do the preparation. Not days before. Now we work in this preparation. Um, Connecting with your intention, no, and getting to know each other, no, in between us. And when we just start the work, we get ready, and this first stage and second stage we described before. Now it takes all the day long. No, even though we start no early in the morning, early, not like we could say 11, but maybe 11, 12 at night. You are still there and not finishing your first stage, no intense stage.
Yeah.
During all that night, you are not gonna sleep probably. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be in this reflecting mode, no, where it's interesting to bring some questions and reflections, and just um, allow the medicine works on you, on your system. And not the morning after is when no you start to no feeling in this back into this in this world again. And it's
Mm-hmm.
a perfect and a necessary day to be off, remain into this protection circle of contention and company. But no, with yeah, your own space, no, as your individual process, and sharing also with all these integration activities and tools we can activate during this day. And the day, the third day, is when you really feel back in your body.
Mm-hmm.
We share a breakfast, we share integration, group integrate, group integration, and then you can go back to life, no? And this is also
Yeah,
a really different thing, no, between ayahuasca, mushrooms, DMT, este, 5-MeO. I mean, experiences, no? It takes longer.
true.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. With Ibogaine, you have to, yeah, consider that day afterwards, where you really need time to recover. And then usually people, then second night, they're able to sleep. But sometimes people, they still have a little bit of the medicine working there. So, but usually, yeah, people sleep and eat well. And then, yeah, like on Sunday when we're ending the retreat, then yeah, you're kind of like back to life. Um, and oh, what was I gonna say again? um, yeah, I was just thinking also of how important it is for people to come with like really hydrated and eating well. Sometimes people think like, oh, I'm gonna do some fasting or something like some kind of dieting. And with Ibogaine, it's very important that the person has that, that their bodies are strong for the medicine, that and that you're hydrated. That way you recover faster. Your journey, yeah, it's just something that I think it's important to share, because sometimes with other psychedelics, maybe with ayahuasca, or people are more encouraged to do some kind of diet. But with ibogaine, it's important to eat well. There is a detox also that we do recommend for sure. Healthy for you, so like, I don't know, soda or like
No,
stuff.
no
um yeah.
fasting, right, is not the
No.
created thing, no, because you need to get into the experience, no, with the strength in your body, no, and no,
Yeah.
hydrated and not.
Yeah, and just to clarify, this doesn't mean that the day of the ceremony you will fast, but the days prior to the retreat is important to eat well. So just to clarify the difference.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, and now I'm feeling, no, when I was not listening to you and like trying to not do like this, with all the questions, no, that we, no, think
God, yeah.
about, no, and we talk about this addiction interruption, this transformational process, no, that where we are allowed to choose not being in a survival mode, but not to go into this expanded heart and spirit way of not feeling. Um, yeah, so return to your true self, no, with this stillness inside, and um, we didn't talk about this impact in trauma, right? Because at the same that we talk about addiction, take this, no, to watching this, no, the life process, no, how can iboga can be a big help, a master plant. Is also, no, in trauma that iboga can
Yeah.
bring a difference, no, this experience, no, as you have this testimony, no, of being a participant of this clinic, no, where you were working with uh,
The veterans, you
mhm,
mean?
mhm.
Yeah.
See, how
Yeah.
would you say, just to
Yeah.
close,
Yeah.
no, this talk?
Yeah. Yeah. So what I would say is that, because these two things, I would say the reset that happens in the brain and in the nervous system, that's very important for someone who has experienced trauma, because when there's trauma, there's also like a feeling of shock, of like survival, that gets very much like ingrained in your nervous system. And ibogaine helps with that, to relax that reflex, or that, yeah, that reaction to the shock. that happens with trauma. And then there's also the part about, you know, during the experience, how you're able to witness what happened in a different way. And by witnessing that and not being caught up in you know, in the experience of what you saw, of what you experienced in the past, then it's like it's allowing you to reflect, and you do feel still, but you're not so attached to it. Um, you're not living it again. It's like you can be empathetic towards yourself by having this witnessing experience. So yeah, so I would say that there's also, you know, that the reset, the neuroplasticity, and sometimes people ask like, what's like, how do you feel like after a reset? Like, what are some of the things that you can notice after you do Ibogaine and you experience this reset? And what I would say is that there's a slowing down of your automatic reactions. So imagine if before maybe you wake up and the first thing that you do is to grab your phone and look at whatever, WhatsApp or Instagram. Now, because there's this reset, when you wake up, instead of immediately going to reach for the phone, there's going to be a slowing down. In that slowing down, it's like you suddenly have a choice. It's not automatic. And then in that choice, you can be like, oh, I actually don't want to look at my phone right now. I'm going to do this something else. I don't know, I'm going to get up and look at the sunrise, or so it's really about that, about like how it slows down those automatic responses. And I mean, we can continue talking also like about the default mode network, and yeah, just how the reset changes that. And really the importance of paying attention of that slowing down, because that's when you make a difference in those habits, right? And so if it's slowing down and it's letting me choose, do I still want to reach for the phone? Right? And that's where it's like up to us, right? So Ibogaine is like this reset. You're more free from your automatic ways of being. What are you going to choose now? Yeah. And that's something very unique, I would say, about Ibogaine in comparison with other psychedelics.
Yeah. Ajo, ajo.
Aho. Great.
Is that
Yeah.
no? Is no, returns to your self trust, and no,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
opens a space where you can decide, and you can
Yeah.
open yourself to be in contact with the um not void but empty space of no reaction. So
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
choose not to maintain yourself there, and so another chance can be seen or perceived,
Yeah.
no, by you, which is some kind of a benefit, no, that we can observe for through meditation practice, for
True.
example.
Yeah.
No, is that is why see, no, is the iboga experience, no, is the yeah, brings this state that is not, it's not that iboga gives you this, because no, this is no, you're not
Yeah, we have access to that. Yeah, like you said, through meditation and other practices, we have access
see,
to that.
is
Mm-hmm.
to come back home, no,
Mm-hmm.
sense, and then is your choice if you want to grow that, and you are not alone in that moment afterwards. Iboga, I feel, no, that iboga is a presence that you can feel and notice for a time, no, after.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, and also like when you were sharing about microdosing, I think we have like 4 minutes
See,
left, but
yeah,
just wanted to share really brief, like, because some people also ask about microdosing with Iboga root bark, and one of the other benefits of microdosing with the root bark is that, you know, when you want to do something like I don't know, like start going to the gym and in the morning, sometimes you don't make it, sometimes you do. And when you're working with root work, it's like it's going to take away the
Mm,
indecision. Like now you were like, I'm gonna go to the gym, and then you're just doing it. It's like there's no other like, yeah,
mhm,
no other conversation in your mind that is saying like, no, don't go, but maybe have a coffee instead, or maybe this, or it's like suddenly it's just you're just doing it, and it's like that energy that you were talking about, like kind of like this vitality and energy that the microdosing also helps with, and more focus, more clarity, um, yeah, into doing what we want to be
mhm.
doing. So yeah,
This
yeah,
view, just to I just one thing.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
ancient medicine, no, that is a way, no, to get in touch directly with your capacity of action and not procrastinating or it's amazing what happens when you put together, no, this ancient medicine with this nowadays. Spiritual coaching, psychotherapy, or not different spaces where you can find like a mirror, you can reflect yourself and really decide which one is the path with heart for you. So you
Hmm.
can really not take all those benefits or healing processes in a way that you can build a world you really want to live in.
Yeah, 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 and yeah, and also to, just for me, it's sacred medicine. I know, that where it comes from for the Bwiti and those traditions is a master, teacher that is sacred, and so really all these different plant medicines, they have a spirit and intelligence, and it's important to respect that and have like reverence, for that. Um, yeah, I just wanted to share that.
See, I love this, no, to
um,
to feel the call. No, it's something that no can it's a call, no, that you feel inside because
yeah,
it's a connection, no, with bigger energy, no.
yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly. Yeah, it's
very safe.
yeah, it's and like you said, once you do the journey, then you're connected to that spirit, right? You're able to still have a conversation, with the spirit of Ibogaine, the same that you could do with ayahuasca or psilocybin mushrooms. So yeah, well, we're come to the time.
Okay. Well, just to say that we are gonna be sharing and offering a space to work really deep with Ibogaine this next June, the first weekend of June, and that you are really welcome to reach us and see. And also in October, it's gonna be in Spain. I mean, no, I'm
In
talking
Spain. Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Madrid.
yeah.
And maybe in October there's going to be another chance not to uh, have this opportunity
This
to have this.
experience. Yeah, yeah. We don't have the dates yet for October. We'll probably do one in October, maybe one in December. So we'll have the dates soon, and I'll be sharing, and also Camy is going to be sharing on her Instagram. And yeah, you can also send us, your email if you want to be part of the of my email list. I usually send one like once a month, sometimes twice a month. If you want to just, know about like what we're offering. Um, and yeah, well, um, yeah, I'm happy that we did this. I hope that we answered some of the questions that people can have. And yeah, it was. Oh, some people are like joining, and we're like almost to the end of our conversation. I feel bad. Those of those people who just joined, we're almost done. Do you have a question for us? Is there something that you would like to share before we go? I know a few people joined, and we're like saying goodbye. But anyways, yeah, yeah, we can do this sometime soon again.